Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Newshour, India's voice to the world. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran. Coming up in the next hour, Prime Minister Narendra Modi says perpetrators of the Pahalgam terror attack would be punished beyond their imagination. The Foreign Secretary briefs the ambassadors and high commissioners of the P5 and other countries on the terror attack. India's border security force to scale down the retreat ceremonies at Atari, Hussainiwala and Sadki in Punjab. In another countermeasure, India suspends visa services to Pakistani nationals with immediate effect. And Defence Minister Rajnath Singh to chair an all-party meeting on the Pahalgam attack, Home Minister Amit Shah to attend it. Sending a strong message, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has vowed that India will identify, track and punish every terrorist and their backers. In his first public address after the Pahalgam terror attack, he said those behind Pahalgam terror attack and those part of the conspiracy will be punished beyond their imagination. He added that India's spirit will never be broken by terrorism and that terrorism will not go unpunished.
Today, from the soil of Bihar, I say to the whole world, India will identify, track and punish every terrorist and their backers. We will pursue them to the ends of the earth. India's spirit will never be broken by terrorism. Terrorism will not go unpunished. Every effort will be made to ensure that justice is done. The entire nation is firm in this resolve. Everyone who believes in humanity is with us. I thank the people of various countries and their leaders who have stood with us in these times.
Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri briefed the ambassadors of various missions in India on the current developments related to the terror attack. The diplomats of the United States, the United Kingdom, the European Union, Italy, Qatar, Japan, China, Russia, the UAE, Bahrain, Germany and France were those who were briefed on the Pahalgam terror attack in New Delhi. Earlier, French Minister François-Noël Buffet condemned the Pahalgam attack. He also stressed the strong India-France relationship and matters concerning the Rafale deal.
I would like to say on behalf of that we would like to express our sadness and our anger and also our solidarity in the face of this incident that has occurred. And it's in incidents like these that we need to express our solidarity and be together as nations to fight against terrorism. And I'd also like to send a thought out to the people who had lost their lives. And I'd like to say that we'll not let the people who did this go without any punishment. We'll fight against them together. We just have to say that this process is already established and we are very happy, and the arrival of the Rafale would not take a lot of time from now on.
In continuation of the decisions made by the Cabinet Committee on Security in the wake of the Pahalgam terror attack, The government of India has decided to suspend visa services to Pakistani nationals with immediate effect. All existing valid visas issued by India to Pakistani nationals stand revoked with effect from 27th April 2025. Medical visas issued to Pakistani nationals will be valid only till the 29th of April. All Pakistani nationals currently in India must leave India before the expiry of their visa, as now amended. Indian nationals are strongly advised to avoid travelling to Pakistan. Those Indians currently in Pakistan are also advised to return to India at the earliest. On Wednesday, India revoked all visas to Pakistani citizens granted under the SAARC countries' visa scheme. Apart from big decisions regarding visa, India earlier took significant decisions recognizing the seriousness of this terrorist attack. The Indus Waters Treaty of 1960 is being held in abeyance until Pakistan credibly and irrevocably abjures its support for cross-border terrorism. Further, the integrated checkpost Atari has been closed, while military advisors to Pakistan High Commission have been declared persona non grata. An official at the Indian High Commission at Islamabad will be reduced from 55 to 30. And besides decisions related to visas, India also decided to keep Indus Waters Treaty in abeyance until, as I mentioned before, Pakistan credibly and irrevocably abjures its support for cross-border terrorism. Now, this treaty, which is one of the most comprehensive water-sharing agreements around the world, gives control over the waters of the three eastern rivers, the Beas, Ravi and Satluj. India can stop sharing flood data on the rivers, and it could prove detrimental to Pakistan. Looking at the impact on the agriculture sector, Pakistan's crop will face major water shortage. The Indus water is vital for wheat, rice, cotton cultivation. India has gained an edge in basmati exports. The cotton output drop can hit the textiles. Punjab farmers in India will be benefited as the canal irrigation will give a big boost to Indian farmers. If we see it in terms of drinking water, Indus remains a key source of Pakistan's drinking water. Islamabad will face a 30% water shortage after the announcement. India can also hold glacier water till September, while Punjab Sindh water feud may intensify. In the sector of hydropower and energy, power plants are at risk because of water cuts. The Tarbela Dam has only 30 feet of water. The load shedding threat remains across Pakistani cities, while Pakistani may need costly coal imports. The abeyance in the Waters Treaty can cause internal instability as well, because water, food and power crisis can fuel discontent and can trigger public unrest because of the economic distress. Pakistan is likely to raise issue globally as the treaty suspension hits regional water politics. But in the longer run, food security remains at risk for millions. Urban unrest is likely as taps run dry. The power outages could cripple key industries and result in rural migration and job loss. As India puts Indus Waters Treaty in abeyance and other measures in response to the Pahalgam terror attack, defense expert Praful Bakshi has commended the government's move and said the decision will impact the people of Pakistan more.
This has not worked well for Pakistan, and Pakistan is asking for it. Indus Water Treaty means a lot for the people. And if that is held in abeyance, and then your commercial visa, etc., your travel visa, etc., has been stopped, have been blocked, what is left for our Pakistani youth and people who are always wanting to come to India open up the doors, cultural door, education door. They visit sports, cricket, all those things, business. That's what they look forward to.
And joining me from New Delhi for more is my colleague Jessica Taneja. Jessica, talk to us a bit, if you will, about the countermeasures announced by India so far.
Well, as you pointed out in your report, Ramesh, there have been a lot of countermeasures announced by India so far, from the announcements he made yesterday from Foreign Secretary's briefing on the updates from the Cabinet Committee on Security, where he had laid out those 4 important measures, starting from the Indus Water Treaty being held in abeyance, as you also pointed out, to now we see today the revocation of visas, wherein the exemption for medical visas would be up till 23rd or 24th of April. The date will be confirmed in just a short while. Well, we don't know so far that, there have been a lot of measures being taken apart from just the ones that were announced yesterday as well. We're also hearing from a lot of world leaders at this point who have paid their condolences and, of course, condemned the terror attack that took place in Pahalgam. Apart from that, as you said, when it comes to visas, especially the announcement that we saw yesterday also on the SARC visa exemption scheme today, to now the complete travel overhaul and the advisories that have been issued. So we're seeing a lot of countermeasures, but in fact, expect more in the coming future. Right now, there has been effort made on the diplomatic front as well, to an extent where the world and most of the world leaders are apprised of what is happening in Jammu and Kashmir, especially when it comes to the security situation and in the wake of these terror attacks. Expect more in the next few hours, Ramesh.
And taking off from the point where you left, Jessica, we are told that the Foreign Secretary has briefed the ambassadors or high commissioners of the P5 and some other countries. What can you tell us?
That's correct. About an hour ago or so, the Foreign Secretary had briefed the countries, not just the P5, but I think there are more than 20 countries whose envoys were at South Block just a short while ago, and they were told about the current security situation and the terror attack that took place in Pahalgam on 22nd of April. This is, of course, part of India's measures when it comes to its coercive diplomacy. You recall back in 2019 as well, apart from, of course, cutting down the size of the mission heads in the other countries, as we've heard yesterday as well, the strength would now be reduced to 30 personnel. Earlier it was 55. So those are also one of the measures taking place. So of course, these envoys were also told about what exactly has unfolded so far, and not to the tune that this has been creating a significant impact on India in terms of the security situation. So of course, those envoys, including the US, UK, also Japan, and also the Chinese envoy, the Russian ambassador, was also seen at South Block just a short while ago. So almost all the envoys with whom India has bilateral trade and ties has been informed about what has unfolded in the last 48 hours when it comes to Jammu and Kashmir.
Jessica, thank you. Jessica Taneja reporting there from New Delhi. And still to come on DD India Newshour. The integrated checkpost at Amritsar's Atari closed with immediate effect. The Delhi police removes barricades from near the Pakistan High Commission.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
You're watching DD India Newshour. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran. The Indian Army Chief General Upendra Dwivedi will visit Srinagar on Friday to review security situation in the wake of the Pahalgam terror attack. Top commanders of the local military formations will brief the army chief on the counter-terrorist measures taken by the force in the valley and along the line of control. The 15 Corps commander and the other Rashtriya Rifles formation commanders would also be present during the visit. And joining me from Srinagar is my colleague Vishal. Barrister Vishal, what can you tell us about the Army Chief's visit to the valley?
Well, a very good evening to you, Ramesh. As I speak to you, I'm here at Sher-e-Kashmir International Center Conference Center. The marathon meeting of the all-party called by the Chief Minister Omar Abdullah is still going on. Shortly, we are expecting a statement. The media has been called inside. Meanwhile, the arrival of Army Chief, I'm sure, would have also been discussed by the all-party meeting, and this is going to be very, very crucial. Remember, tomorrow is Friday, a big day in Kashmir, and people would come out from everywhere to offer their namaz, and we are told that they would be offering prayers for the safety and security of Kashmir. But apart from that, the Chief of Army Staff's one-day tour through Srinagar is going to be very, very crucial. Remember, there are 3 encounters going on, and also the combing operation is on along with the Jammu and Kashmir Police. Artificial intelligence has also been pressed into service. So the Army Chief will get first-hand information as to what all has gone into as far as the combing operation is concerned, and how to further check the infiltration attempts, because it started off with 1 and now it has gone up to 3. So this is going to be a very, very important day. He will come tomorrow in the morning, and he is expected to leave Srinagar by evening. But during his meeting, a very important discussion is expected, and we would also get to know as to what investigation agencies and along with the military intelligence has to offer to the Army Chief, because as you heard the Prime Minister saying that the answer to what the terrorist attack in Pahalgam was, it would be beyond imagination. India's answer to the timid attack from across the border would be beyond imagination. So arrival of Army Chief and the statement of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, you can read between the lines, and the world will have to read between the lines. Indian Air Force and Indian Navy were put on high alert on the very day this attack happened. So the revenge is on the cards, and in what manner? We have already seen that the treaty has been suspended till further notice. In the Indus Treaty that would further weaken Pakistan agroeconomy, and also all trade with Pakistan has been suspended. That would further cripple their economy, and the final nail in the coffin would be a military action.
Vishal, you referred to some encounters currently on in the valley. What more can you tell us about those military operations as we speak?
Well, 3 encounters are on as I speak to you. One is going on in Baramulla, the other one is in Kulgam, and the last one in which one of the soldiers, Havaldar of Indian Army, he is the NCO, the non-commissioned officer. Unfortunately, he lost his life in the operation in the Udhampur encounter. So the 3 encounters are on, and we know that the forces are on high alert. A strict vigil is being kept on the LOC, and apart from that, Pahalgam area where this incident happened in the Basra Basran area has been cordoned off. So a lot of efforts are being made, because India and in fact the people of Kashmir are also asking for justice. We have seen how different groups, they came out with candles, with placards, shouting for justice. Kashmir wants justice, India wants justice. We want justice for the brutal killing of 26 tourists. So we are expecting a big, strong reply by India, and definitely tomorrow is going to be very, very important, with the Chief of Army Staff, General Upendra Dwivedi, attending a high-level meeting here in Srinagar.
All right, we'll leave it there. Vishal, thank you. Vishal Barrister reporting there from Srinagar. In other news, Information and Broadcasting Ministry sources have said that the movie Abir Gulal, starring Pakistani actor Fawad Khan, will not be allowed to release in India. With the movie, Fawad Khan was slated for a comeback to the Indian screens. The movie was set to release on the 9th of May. Santosh Jagdale's phone has not stopped ringing since Tuesday evening. He had barely escaped the terror attack at Jammu and Kashmir's Pahalgam, having visited the picturesque meadows of the town an hour before the terrorists struck at that very place. However, he nearly froze in shock when he learned that another person named Santosh Jagdale was among the 26 tourists killed by the terrorists. 6 of the victims were from Maharashtra.
They left home smiling, dreaming of mountains, meadows and memories. But what awaited them was horror, hatred and heartbreak. 52-year-old Atul Mone, a dedicated railway engineer from Dombivli West, Mumbai, was on a holiday with his wife and daughter. He was accompanied by his 2 childhood friends, Sanjay Lele and Hemant Joshi. But all 3 friends were mercilessly gunned down in cold blood. Their families shattered beyond words as a fun-filled trip with friends ended in permanent pain and torment.
बहुत अच्छा छोकरा था, एजुकेटेड था, वेल एजुकेटेड। कमी तो खलेगी ही ना, हम लोग के बच्चे की उम्र का है तो अपना बच्चा और वो बच्चा में फर्क क्या है पड़ोसियों में।
Sanjay Lele was the backbone of a loving joint family. He was an accountant. His life was stolen, his son injured, his family shattered. What remains now is just grief and the sweet memories of his life and bitter trauma of his death. Gone forever is the man who once took care of all.
ये हमारे मित्र परिवार के सदस्य थे, बहुत हंसमुख थे संजय जी, और कैसे वो हर काम में, हर मंडल के काम में वो आगे होते थे हर जगह। और हल्ला हुआ है, वो बहुत बैड हल्ला हुआ है, उसका हम जाए निश्चित करते हैं।
44 years old, Hemant Joshi had just celebrated his son's 10th grade exams. A devout family man, his only wish was to nurture sweet memories of togetherness and happy moments. Now, the family is left with scars that may actually never heal and take a long time to get some closure.
हेमंत संडे को गया था इधर पहलगाम कश्मीर में, और दूसरा ही दिन ये ऐसा पहलगाम में जाते समय भीड़ हल्ला हो गया। ये बहुत निंदनीय है, और इधर ये कश्मीर है, भारत का नंदनवन सा है अपना, और नंदनवन की जगह ये ऐसा होता है। ये बहुत दुखदायी घटना है, तो ये ऐसा होना नहीं चाहिए। गवर्नमेंट ने उसके ऊपर तुरंत एक्शन लेना चाहिए कि इसके आगे ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए, क्योंकि आगे कोई कश्मीर में जाने का नाम ही नहीं लेंगे ऐसा अगर होता है।
Santosh Jagdale from Maharashtra also met the same fate. Surrounded by terrorists, he was shot dead in front of his 26-year-old daughter. The act of cowardice has not only snatched away a life from the family, but left a daughter with the trauma of watching his father being killed in front of her eyes, a trauma that may never leave her.
बेटी आएगी तब पता चलेगा सर, क्योंकि क्या है ना, कोई क्या बोलता है तो ऐसे सुनकर हम उसको तकलीफ नहीं देना चाहते, क्योंकि वो भी छोटी है, उसने सामने से अपने पापा का देखा हुआ है, तो हम उसको ज़्यादा नहीं पूछ पाते।
Known for his warm smile and gentle soul, 64-year-old Dilip Disle had set out on a peaceful tour with his wife. The serene locals of Pahalgam was to be perfect setting for some quiet, tranquil and calm moments. Instead, it left the New Panvel family with a shattered life and a nightmare that may forever seek a calm and soothing morning. Businessman Kastub Ganpote had rarely taken time off, but this trip to Jammu and Kashmir was meant to be special. A rare moment of joy turned into a tragedy that his family and neighbors still cannot comprehend. His warm and cheerful spirit now lives only in memory. These were fathers, husbands, sons, families on vacation, and now they are all gone, victim to the utter madness that knows no humanity, no compassion. The nation mourns their loss and demands justice.
The attack in the Pahalgam region of Jammu and Kashmir has left 3 tourists from Karnataka dead: Manjunath Rao from Shivamoga, Bharat Bhushan from Madhusudan Rao, and both from Bengaluru.
What was meant to be a peaceful family vacation in Jammu and Kashmir turned into a nightmare when terrorists brutally took their lives. Bharat Bhushan from Bengaluru was shot dead by terrorists while visiting Pahalgam with his wife and 3-year-old son. His wife Sujata and their child survived. Sujata's mother was inconsolable.
My daughter called me a short while ago. She said she's safe at an army camp and will go to the hospital to claim her husband's body once her brother reaches Pahalgam. She told me the shooting happened right in front of her.
In Shivamoga, Manjunath Rao's wife Pallavi mourning the loss of her husband. The mortal remains of Manjunath Rao were sent to his hometown in Shivamoga, while those of Bharat Bhushan were taken to his residence in Methikere. The remains of the 3rd victim from Karnataka, Madhusudan, were transported to his native place in Nellore. At the Bengaluru airport, MP Tejasvi Surya, along with Railway MOS V. Somanna, offered their tributes. Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah spoke to the grieving families. The Karnataka government has announced an ex gratia of 10 lakh rupees each to the next of kin of the deceased. Bureau Report, DD India.
The integrated checkpost at Amritsar's Atari has been closed with immediate effect in the wake of the Pahalgam terrorist attack, as announced by government on Wednesday night. Pakistani nationals who have crossed over with valid documents and endorsements have to return through that route before 1st May. A calibrated decision has also been taken to scale down the ceremonial display during the retreat ceremony at Atari. The key changes include suspension of the symbolic handshake of Indian Guard Commander with the counterpart Guard Commander. The gates will remain closed during the ceremony. The Delhi police on Thursday removed the barricades which were placed near the Pakistani High Commission in the national capital. Following the Pahalgam terror attack that killed 26, India has launched a strong diplomatic response. The overall strength of the respective high commissions are to be brought down to 30. Anti-Terror Action Forum and the BJP members held a protest near the Pakistan High Commission in New Delhi. The protesters demanded from the UN and the international community to declare Pakistan a state that supports terrorism. Still to come on DD India Newshour. The Prime Minister says steel is the power behind every success story.
Geopolitics and trade deals. Economic challenges amid development. Hard work and the path to prosperity. It's the economy always. Between walkers, money is what money does and says. Supply creates its own demand. Between the bulls pulls and bears tears. When supply chains globalization and India rises to the podium. We'll get you centered with the economic brief at 8 p.m. every Thursday on DD India.
You're watching DD India Newshour. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran. A quick recap of the headlines. But before that, in some news from West Asia, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu called PM Modi and expressed solidarity with the people of India. The MEA spokesperson Ranveer Jaiswal wrote on X, and I quote him here, PM Netanyahu of Israel called PM Modi and strongly condemned the terror attack on Indian soil. He expressed solidarity with the people of India and the families of the victims. PM Modi shared the barbaric nature of the cross-border terrorist attack and reiterated India's firm resolve to bring the perpetrators and their supporters to justice, unquote. In other news, Indian Navy's latest indigenous guided missile destroyer, the INS Surat, successfully carried out a precision cooperative engagement of a sea-skimming target, marking another milestone in strengthening India's defense capabilities. This achievement demonstrates India's growing prowess in indigenous warship design, development and operations, and underscores the nation's commitment to self-reliance in defense manufacturing. The Government of India has called an all-party meeting on Thursday in the aftermath of the Pahalgam terror attack. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh will chair the session, while Home Minister Amit Shah, who returned from Kashmir on Wednesday, is expected to brief opposition leaders on the security situation and the leaders on the government's response as well. The meeting will focus on security assessments, intelligence inputs, and diplomatic steps taken after the attack. The President of India, Draupadi Murmu, was briefed by External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar and Home Minister Amit Shah on the Pahalgam terror attack and India's diplomatic steps against Pakistan. And joining me live from Delhi is my colleague Dibyendu Mondal. Dibyendu, tell us more about the all-party meeting.
Well, Ramesh, the all-party meeting was called by the government. In fact, the first information did come out yesterday itself that an all-party meeting will be held by the government, where all the political parties that have more than 5 members of parliaments represented in either of the house of the parliament have been invited for this meeting, and the invites were sent out early this morning by Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju. And the all-party meeting was scheduled to take place at 6 p.m. and we're getting the first visuals of the all-party meeting having been convened here at the Parliament Annex C in New Delhi. So, of course, in the all-party meeting, it's a democratic process where the government that takes it comes after the gruesome attack in Pahalgam, and it is a democratic process in which the government informs about its decisions, the process of investigation, as well as the findings of the intelligence inputs that it has received, or the actions that it has been taking following the attack. And therefore, Union Home Minister Amit Shah, who's present in the meeting, Defense Minister Rajnath Singh, who's chairing this meeting, even Foreign Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar is present in the meeting, and they will be briefing all the party members from different ideologies, from different political parties from across India about the actions that have been taken. While on one hand, while Union Home Minister Amit Shah will be briefing about the internal security aspect as to what actions have been taken so far, the counter-terrorist operations that are currently underway in Jammu and Kashmir, and also about the intelligence inputs that the government have gathered so far, and any news on the terrorists who carried out those gruesome attacks on those 26 innocent civilians who lost their life and many injured in Pahalgam, will also be briefed by the Union Home Minister to all his colleagues in Parliament. And while on the other hand, EM Jaishankar will be briefing the parliamentarians and his colleagues from different political parties about the actions, the diplomatic actions that the government has taken. Since yesterday, we after the presser, or in fact the press conference by the MEA, we got to know that the government has taken some concrete steps, diplomatic steps, and we have put the Indus Water Treaty in abeyance. We have also called back our diplomats from Pakistan, as well as we have designated the defense attaches at the Pakistan High Commission here in New Delhi as persona non grata, and all the other measures that the government has taken in terms of the diplomatic on the diplomatic side will be briefed by the foreign minister. And this meeting is going to last for almost in fact more than 2 hours, because what we are given to understand is that all the political parties will be given a chance to speak and put their points or suggestions to the government. And this is being attended as we speak, Ramesh, by the leader of the opposition in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi, Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge, representatives from the Aam Aadmi Party, from the Trinamool Congress, of course the NDA allies are all present in the meeting, and therefore this meeting is going to stretch till long hours, is what is expected. And of course, we are expecting to see an outcome of the meeting, but of course, we are not certain as to if the outcome will be released immediately after the meeting is over, or the government will take some more time to release the outcome of what transpired inside the all-party meeting. Ramesh.
Indeed, and just to add to what Debyendu was reporting there, a 2-minute silence was observed by the attendees in that all-party meeting in honor of the victims of the Pahalgam terror attack. Debyendu, thank you, appreciate it. There was Debyendu Mondal reporting on the all-party meeting taking place in New Delhi. In other news, the tragic terrorist attack in Pahalgam claimed the lives of tourists from Gujarat, Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh. Among the victims were Yatish Parmar and his 17-year-old son Sumit from Bhavnagar, Shailesh Kalathia from Gujarat, Dinesh Mirania from Raipur and Sushil Nathaniel from Indore.
Dinesh Mirania from Raipur, Chhattisgarh, was one of the victims of the dastardly terrorist attack in Pahalgam. He went to Kashmir with his wife, daughter and son to celebrate his 18th wedding anniversary. During the attack, Dinesh was with his daughter Lakshita while his wife and son were a short distance away. The terrorists came and asked for his name, and as soon as he revealed his name, the terrorists shot him dead. The family went to the valley for celebrating wedding anniversary, but returned home with agony, anguish, and Dinesh's mortal remains. Their trip cut brutally short by a dastardly terror attack.
कल हमको 5:30 बजे ऐसा सूचना आया कि इस प्रकार का घटना वहाँ हुई है, जो इसको भी गोली लगी है। जब हम पतासाजी करने की कोशिश की है सरकार द्वारा, यहाँ से जब संपर्क किए तो मालूम चला कि वो हॉस्पिटल ले गए हैं, और हॉस्पिटल में 9 साढ़े 9 बजे तक हमको मालूम नहीं चला क्या हुआ क्या नहीं, लेकिन 9:30 बजे के बाद समाचार के द्वारा ये पुष्टि हो गई कि उनका देहांत हो चुका था।
उनका आईडी कार्ड पूछ के आतंकवादियों ने उन पर हमला किया, मतलब फायरिंग किया। आईडी कार्ड देखे, उनको कलाम पढ़ने के लिए बोले। उनकी वाइफ और लड़का और बच्ची 3 साथ में थे, उससे उनके साथ में सामने में मारे हैं गोली से। हपातपी मच गई, सब हॉस्पिटल पहुँचे। हमको 8 बजे का डेड बॉडी देखने के बाद कंफर्म हुए, नहीं तो आगे घायल है बोल के हमको खबर मिला था।
Among many families which have been left completely devastated and in extreme agony is the Parmar family from Bhavnagar in Gujarat. It's a double blow for the family as the attack claimed the lives of Yatish Parmar and also his 17-year-old son Sumit. The family and the entire community have been left in a heart-wrenching silence, left by their sudden passing.
जैसे साइड सीन के लिए बाहर निकले होटल के आउटसाइड, तो वहाँ पर आतंकियों ने पकड़ के उसके साथ ऐसा हादसा हुआ है कि उसको शूट कर दिया है। 0 रेंज से ही उसके साथ गोली मार दी है।
Shailesh Kathalia's family from Gujarat was also shattered after the brutal attack. Shailesh was about to celebrate his 44th birthday on April 23rd and had gone to Kashmir with his family to make it a memorable occasion. He was employed with a major government bank in Mumbai and was the only son of his parents.
तो टूरिस्ट पे अटैक करते हैं, ये लोगों को कोई ये निष्ठा इसकी कोई क्या करे हम, इतने गिरे हुए लोग हैं आतंकवादी।
पूरे देश यही साथ
आज मैंने मेरा भाई खोया है, कल दूसरे पे मारेंगे, सुधरने वाले नहीं है। इसको मार के खत्म करो मोदी जी, इसको खत्म करो।
His untimely death, a day before his birthday, has left the family at utter loss, which is staring at a future without him, a void that seems impossible to fill. Sushil Nathaniel from Indore in Madhya Pradesh was also killed in cold blood. He too had travelled to Kashmir with his wife, son and daughter to celebrate a family occasion. All wanted to make his wife's birthday a memorable one. The terrorist asked him to recite the Islamic Kalma. When he couldn't, they shot him dead in front of his family. His 30-year-old daughter was also injured in the attack.
प्रशासन को धन्यवाद देना चाहती हूँ कि आज हमारे ऐसे दुखद समय में ये सब हमारे साथ हैं। जो चीज़ हम सिर्फ टीवी में देखते थे कि ऐसा होता है, और आज हमारे परिवार में पहली बार हमारे परिवार में से कोई टेररिस्ट विक्टिम मतलब हम लोग बने हैं। हमारे लिए ये सहन करना बहुत मुश्किल था। कल जब से हमें ये न्यूज़ मिली तब से हम कहाँ कांटेक्ट नहीं करे हैं, और हमारे लिए बहुत मुश्किल है ये समय। हम सबके साथ मतलब मेरे मौसा जी हैं वो साथ में, और हमसे बहुत कनेक्टेड और बहुत ही अच्छे इंसान थे। वो बहुत स्पिरिचुअल थे, साथ में वो बहुत ज़्यादा प्रोफेशनल एंड पर ही बहुत अच्छे थे।
The family is devastated beyond words and still struggling to come to terms with the brutality that took him from them. 58-year-old Sushil was an LIC branch manager and had long wished to visit Jammu and Kashmir, not knowing that this would be his last vacation ever. Bureau Report, DD India.
The Pahalgam terrorist attack also took the life of Syed Adil Hussain Shah, the sole breadwinner of a Kashmiri family. Shah was killed by the terrorists while he was trying to protect a group of tourists during the brutal terror attack. Terrorists also took the life of Neeraj Udvani, a resident of Jaipur who worked in the UAE and was spending his vacation in Pahalgam.
The serene and quiet lanes and bylanes of this picturesque village of Hapatnad in Pahalgam echoed with wails and shrill cries on Tuesday. The cowardly terrorist attack claimed lives of many tourists in Pahalgam. Syed Adil Hussain Shah, a horse rider and a sole breadwinner for his family, was the lone Kashmiri who was killed in cold blood by the terrorists.
ये पहलगाम घोड़े चलाने के लिए गया था। अच्छा। मजदूरी को। फिर हम 3 बजे हमने सुना कि वहाँ पे ऐसा वाक़ा हो गया, जिसमें हमने इसको फ़ोन किया तो फ़ोन स्विच ऑफ आया, और फिर बाद में पता चला कि इसको एक्सीडेंट हो गया वहाँ पे। तो फिर हमारे लड़के गए वहाँ, उन्होंने देखा जब तो ये अस्पताल में था वहाँ।
तो घर में और कौन कमाने वाला है?
और कौन है, और छोटे हैं 2, तो बड़ा यही था कमाने वाला, सबसे बड़ा।
Reports suggest that during the attack, Adil displayed remarkable courage by attempting to wrestle a gun from the terrorist. He was shot dead in cold blood. While others chose to flee for life, he decided to try and save some. His regard for safety of tourists ultimately proved fatal. The sacrifice prompted an outpouring of support and condolences. Hundreds gathered to pay last respects to the valiant son of Kashmir as Adil Shah was laid to rest on Wednesday. Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Omar Abdullah also turned up at the funeral prayer and hailed his courage to stand up against the armed assailants.
ये एक शख्स थे जिन्होंने हमले को रोकने की कोशिश की और जिन्होंने शायद बंदूक छीनने की भी कोशिश की, और तभी जाके इनको निशाना बनाया गया। इस खानदान का हमें ख्याल रखना होगा, इनकी मदद करनी होगी, और मैं यहाँ इन सबको यकीन दिलाने आया हूँ कि इस मौके पे हुकूमत इनके साथ खड़ी है। और जितना हम इनके लिए कर सकेंगे हम कर लेंगे।
The somber and gloomy mood in Kashmir was also reflected in the state of Rajasthan as feelings of anger and despair engulfed a neighborhood in Jaipur. 32-year-old Neeraj Udwani was among the 26 people killed in Pahalgam terror attack. Udwani, who worked in the UAE, was spending his vacation in Pahalgam with his wife when terrorists opened fire on tourists in the Basran meadow. Neeraj's relatives are now demanding a befitting reply to the terrorists.
पूछ के टारगेट किया गया है, वो भी आतंकी है, उनका बिल्कुल सफाया कर देना चाहिए। ऑन द स्पॉट जो डिसीजन गवर्नमेंट लेवे, ऑन द स्पॉट शूट आउट, एक यही है आतंकवाद को खत्म करने का तरीका।
Udwani worked in the UAE and was spending his vacation in Pahalgam with his wife when terrorists opened fire on tourists in the Basran meadow. A time of celebration with family and friends became a lifelong source of misery and anguish. The loss is not only devastating for the families, but is also likely to leave them with lasting psychological scars that may actually never heal. Bureau Report, TD India.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated, laid the foundation stone and dedicated to the nation multiple development projects in Madhubani, Bihar on the occasion of National Panchayati Raj Day. Addressing a gathering, the Prime Minister said that the day celebrates the strength of grassroots governance and the spirit of self-reliance that powers rural India. He added that in the last decade, several measures have been taken to empower the panchayats. Panchayats have been strengthened through technology.
जब तक भारत के गांव मजबूत नहीं होंगे, तब तक भारत का तेज विकास नहीं हो पाएगा। देश में पंचायती राज की परिकल्पना के पीछे यही भावना है। बीते दशक में पंचायतों को सशक्त करने के लिए एक के बाद एक कदम उठाए गए। टेक्नोलॉजी के माध्यम से भी पंचायतों को मजबूत किया गया। बीते दशक में 2 लाख से ज्यादा ग्राम पंचायतों को इंटरनेट से जोड़ा गया।
Prime Minister Modi inaugurated India Steel 2025, the 6th edition of the biennial International Exhibition and Conference via video conferencing on Thursday. Calling steel as a primary component in the growth of many sectors, the Prime Minister said that the government's policies for the steel industry are playing a crucial role in making many other Indian industries globally competitive. The event brings together leading stakeholders from across the global steel value chain to discuss the future trajectory of the sector with a sharp focus on growth, sustainability, resilience and innovation.
स्टील कितने ही सेक्टर्स की ग्रोथ का प्राइमरी कंपोनेंट है, इसलिए स्टील इंडस्ट्री के लिए सरकार की नीतियां भारत की दूसरी कई इंडस्ट्रीज को ग्लोबली कॉम्पिटिटिव बनाने में अहम रोल अदा कर रही है। हमारा मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर, कंस्ट्रक्शन, मशीनरी और ऑटोमोटिव सेक्टर, आज इन सबको भारतीय स्टील इंडस्ट्री से शक्ति मिल रही है। इस बार बजट में हमारी सरकार ने मेक इन इंडिया को गति देने के लिए नेशनल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग मिशन की भी घोषणा की है। ये मिशन स्मॉल, मीडियम और लार्ज सभी इंडस्ट्रीज के लिए है। नेशनल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग मिशन भी हमारी स्टील इंडस्ट्री के लिए नए अवसर खोलेगा।
Millipol India 2025 kicked off in New Delhi, uniting global security leaders. The inaugural ceremony was attended by several dignitaries, including François-Noël Buffet, the Minister of Delegate to the Minister of the Interior of France, and Nityanand Rai, Minister of State for Home Affairs, Government of India. At the event, Shyam VNL unveiled next-generation solutions for security forces, showcasing a strong commitment to national security. Their cutting-edge counter-drone systems, from handheld jammers to wearable tech for soldiers, drew major attention. DD India's Tapas Bhattacharya reports.
Well, drone warfare is currently the buzzword when it comes to international relations. In fact, we saw that in Russia-Ukraine war, that drone played a pivotal role for both sides. In fact, so I am right now in Yashobhumi, where Shyam VNL is doing currently research on the anti-drone warfare. I have with me Sunil Joshi, who is engineering it. So, could you just explain it to me exactly how this anti-drone warfare things work and how you guys are playing a pivotal role in providing India that cutting-edge technology?
Yes. So after seeing various challenges, various problems at the border, in the inland area, in the homeland security, we studied the entire system and we saw what is available and what is required for the specific for the Indian terrain, because India is a big country and entire system is divided into 16 type of terrains. So we have developed the system for all these type of terrain by actually visiting the places. So first we designed the drone detection system. It is a complete passive system. It detects the drone first, then it transmits the signal to the jammer. The jammer system jam specific to that jammer, specific to that direction, not a omni. And then we have very high power jammer. If, for example, in international border, drone is coming from 5 kilometers away, we immediately detect that and utilize the jammer by immediately using the pen tilt system, which has a very high power jammer, and the jammer has a multi-band capacity. And since we are the OEM, we have designed the system so we can customize the system as per the user requirement.
This anti-drone system is expected to be a major game changer once it comes into effect and defense forces start using them. With person Joshi, this is Tapas Bhattacharya for DD India from Delhi.
A 30-hour encounter between security forces and Naxalites along India's Chhattisgarh-Telangana border has resulted in the deaths of 5 Naxals. The encounter took place at a forest in Karegutta Hills in Chhattisgarh's Bijapur district. The operation, involving over 5,000 personnel from various forces, including the STF, the CRPF and the DRG, aims to flush out top Naxal leaders, including Hidma and Damodar, who are reportedly surrounded in the forest area. The security forces surrounded the Naxalite battalion number 1, as about 300 Naxalites are reported to be there. The AIIMS Raipur has successfully performed its first swab kidney transplant, becoming the first among the newer AIIMS institutions and the first government hospital in the state of Chhattisgarh to carry out this complex and life-saving procedure. It's estimated that swab kidney transplants can increase the number of transplants by up to 15%. The AIIMS Raipur has also been the first amongst the newer AIIMS to start deceased donor organ donation and deceased donor kidney transplantation. It's also the first in the state to start deceased donor pediatric kidney transplantation. Till date, the AIIMS Raipur has performed 54 kidney transplants with a graft survival rate of 95% and patient survival rate of 97%, reflecting its clinical excellence and commitment to high-quality patient care. In a significant development, India is on the verge of achieving its 20% ethanol blending target, a major step towards cleaner and more sustainable fuel. However, Minister Hardeep Singh Puri has clarified that any talk of moving to 30% ethanol blending is, at this stage, completely false and misleading. The government has been aggressively pushing for ethanol blending to reduce dependence on fossil fuels and cut emissions. While discussions may take place on further increasing the blending percentage, the minister has made it clear no decision has been taken yet. Now, this comes amid rising fuel prices and global pressure to adopt greener energy solutions.
We were supposed to do 20% blending by 2030. We brought it 6 years forward. We've already done 20% blending. So the other day, somebody floated a mischievous piece of news saying minister has announced we're going to do 30% blending. So I had half a dozen people trolling me saying, "Kisne decide kya, gaadi kharab ho jayega?" Usual. I had to say, "Bhai, we've done 20%. Now we are going to think about where we are going in future. But we haven't taken the decision."
In a significant move aimed at streamlining the documentation process for athletes, India's Sports Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia on Thursday launched the issuance of sports certificates via DigiLocker in New Delhi. With the DigiLocker's digital service, athletes can now access essential documents on the go. This initiative extends to sports, enabling athletes to store and retrieve documents conveniently. The system's goal is to eliminate hurdles such as unverified certificates, which sometimes prevent athletes from accessing job opportunities or financial benefits. Sports certificates issued via DigiLocker will soon be integrated with the National Sports Repository System, enabling automatic disbursal of government cash rewards directly into athletes' bank accounts through direct benefit transfer, eliminating the need for paper applications. And that's all for this edition of DD India Newshour. Let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. You can get the latest news and updates on the DD India mobile app. It's available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code now on your screen to download it. And we'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran from all of us here in New Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Newshour.